guys, welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. We hope you got your rumble packs inserted because this game uses them.
With Rumble Pack, only for Nintendo 64.
I'm player 1, Toby.
And I am player 2, Goobz.
I think we have a player 3.
Someone's reaching for the tag in right now.
2 mega powers meeting here tonight.
Hot tag. Hello, everyone. I am player 3. I'm also Ripken.
It's Ripken.
1/3 of the Derailers podcast and co-owner, co-creator, co-commentator of Derailed Wrestling on YouTube.
I'm awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So really, we've got the best 2 people to do this episode that we're going to talk about today, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to meet these 2 people.
Yeah,
oh my god. Do it.
Oh man, I feel like I'm outnumbered in the derailers, the conductors tonight. This is going to go off the tracks at some point. But
No. This is a great topic. To
never give up.
To go. Let's go. Let's stay on track here. What do we got? What are we talking about?
Well,
talking about a video game.
Oh, get out of here.
Well, usually on our show, we like to talk about retro video games. We like to rate and review them, discuss them, talk about if they're still worth playing.
And talk about that we're part of the Somebody's Network. Forgot to put that there earlier.
Yeah, we are a part of the Somebody's Network, so you should go to Twitter and Instagram at Somebody's Net and check out some of the wonderful shows on the network.
Yeah. You guys should have put that in at the beginning. You guys are terrible at staying on track in this show. You guys should check it. You know, if you like not staying on track, you should check out the Derailers podcast, also part of the Somebody's Network.
Yes,
iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean. Yeah, they go off the
iTunes,
rails there.
Stitcher, Jenny Bean.
Oh.
So, what game are we talking about today, guys?
We are talking about the WWF Classic, No Mercy.
WWF No Mercy.
So this game was released November 17th, 2000, and is a follow-up to the previous year's WrestleMania 2000.
Woo, yeah. Also
which is a follow-up of...
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. So this was published by THQ, and it was released on the Nintendo 64 and the Nintendo 64 only.
Yes, no remakes ever came out for any other system, which is a shame.
Exclusive.
I'd love to see like a revamped version of this game.
Yeah, I've always liked the gameplay or the style of how this one works, but I'm sure we'll get more into that in just a second.
Oh, fuck yeah, we will. We're going to get fist deep.
So this is up to 4 players, which is awesome. And it's a fighting sports game, but it's wrestling. Come on, it's wrestling.
Sports entertainment. Come on,
This is before it was sports entertainment. This is when it was still real.
Yeah, you can have this game has some real language in it too.
I said, give me a hell yeah!
When it comes to wrestling games, it might just be the granddaddy of them all.
The King of Kings.
Oh,
yeah.
The Apex Predator. This is the house that No Mercy built.
Yeah, this is really like one of the. If you talk to any older wrestling fan that's not like 10, you'll probably hear them say this is the best wrestling game there is on any console ever.
Need to be a fan of wrestling and still enjoy this game.
That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do we want to talk about first with this game?
Where do you start?
Because there's not really a story. Usually this is the part where I'm like, let me tell you a story.
Vince McMahon hired all these people.
Yeah, so there are...
You should make up a story about this game.
I'm not going to do that.
That's totally derailers, man.
Well, I was going to say, like, there's a bunch of different stories depending on, like, the story mode that you play, because you can go after different belts. They
take stories from the real life that was going on at that moment.
Yeah, which is really
what was going on in storylines.
Which is really cool because if you want to go after a particular title, let's just say the Intercontinental title, you can do the storyline on that. But there's like 6 or 7 different ways you can do it because it's a branching storyline. So depending on how you play, it changes the storyline. So it's,
your wins and losses matter.
Yeah, not like today's product.
No.
But like it's a really interesting thing, but you can't really say, oh, there's one story throughout this entire game, because
Yeah.
There's a
That's multiple paths and multiple
Yeah, of course.
stories. That's what made this game so great, because like story modes were pretty bland before, but this one had a pretty robust one. And I remember going through and doing the different trees. Like I used to write down, like if I won or lost that match the time before, I'd go through every belt like in this game. Like, okay, well I won this match, so I'll lose it this time, so I can get the different story. And then I go through every branch of every belt, and oh my god, man, just love it.
there's a lot of replay value on this game. Like, I went back to my original copy I've had since I was a kid, and I still had, like, I was at 73%, because it shows you the percentage of on each belt what you're at. And there was a lot of those I was still at, like, 73%. So I was like, well, hell, I'm going to see what I can do different in this one. So I tried to think, like, okay, little kid Toby would have been like, I'm going to win every match. So obviously I'm going to lose this match. And of course, I'd go a whole different tree branch that I didn't go before. So it was really cool to see.
I'm smarter than my younger self.
It's only taken me 20 years, but I'm smarter now.
Hey, it must be nice to have your save data saved.
Yeah, you had a tragedy happen. You want to talk about it? And
Well, yeah, when I first got this game, I had that dastardly. I remember I bought it just after my birthday in December, right before Christmas. So I knew I wasn't getting it, so fucking, I'm buying it. And yeah, I had the one I spent, I don't know, 6 months before I first had the first fatal crash, and just wiped out all my shit. And all my cousins created characters, like my friends, and like everything gone. You go back, grind again, go through all the storylines and trees and branches, and boom, gone again. And then that copy went away. Someone borrowed it and had a house fire. So I got the new copy, and it does the same fucking thing. It just, me and Ripken were playing through this game. We had a fatal crash to hurt it. Like, the match just glitched, boom. And then I thought my system was fucked after that. Like, my original 64, like, I was upset. And then I'm like, Ripken, pass me another game right now. And he hands me a game, I put it in, I'm fucking blowing in the system, blowing in the game, fucking rubbing my finger in the cartridge slot to make sure it's okay.
You're talking dirty to it, trying to say, please, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, you took my fucking 3D virginity. And I'm fucking, like, finger banging the cartridge slot, and nothing's happening. And it was about a good, 2 minutes of heartbreakingness for me before it turned on again. It was like, oh,
I couldn't watch anymore. It was getting way too hardcore and sexual for me, to be honest.
Shit happens.
Yeah, you know, and I could see the tragedy in losing all your stuff, but the real tragedy has got to be losing your created wrestlers.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you put so much time and effort into that.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much time I've wasted as a kid creating wrestlers. Like,
yeah,
especially for this game alone, because you try to get stuff to be so perfect. But I went back and created a wrestler just because I wanted to go through the process again on this one, and I don't know why it would take so long, because there's not.
Should have timed yourself.
Yeah, I should have. I really should have.
Yourself.
But you know what? There's really not that many like faces. Like nowadays games, you change.
You're stuck there for a while.
Yeah, you can change the eyes, the size, the width, how far apart they are, how far they up are on your forehead, and that's just the eyes. And you sit there for 35 minutes, like, did I get the eyes right? Okay, now to the nose. But I don't know what took me so long as a kid. Maybe it's just because I was stupid and could barely read. And
you got to go through every move too to see which one's the most powerful.
Yeah,
which one breaks people open.
The moves, yeah, that one. That took the longest. The moves.
Yeah, because you always tried to perfect it, and you had this story in your mind of like, this is why I have this finishing move, because you
obviously because you're commentating your own matches.
Yeah, you kind of I don't know. That's kind of what I would do, is like, okay, he does this move. This is his setup move into his finisher. So I would spend way too much time on that crap. Like, I'm sure you guys did too.
Oh yeah,
missed, man.
Oh yeah. A lot of this, like, my created characters in that game were pretty much the inspiration behind Derailed Wrestling and a lot of the characters in that game today. So
Steve Aside was in that original game.
Yeah. So
what were some of your created wrestlers that you used from every game, like you just said?
Crazy C. I always made Crazy C. The Z was capitalized, so you knew he was crazy.
Whoa. You're saying you used the capital Z before Goobz did?
Maybe. I was gonna say I know at least before Crazy Steve did, the actual wrestler. But yeah, he was always he never looked crazy. He was always a handsome motherfucker because I'm a handsome motherfucker, and
crazy.
He was based off me. He was a handsome, crazy guy, pretty much. But yeah, and then I'd see some of the ones that my older brother and some of his friends would create, and they were just fucking outrageous, man. They were like the goofiest guys, like
big fat green man,
taking the stupidest makeup, fucking, and the stupidest hair, and giving them like a big dumb name, like which is what we do now in derailed wrestling. So, yeah, Crazy C though was my go-to. That was me. That was the one I did all, for myself. And then shout-outs to Reggie Dynamo.
Oh yeah, good
Reggie
old
Dynamo was the one of the OGs as well.
Did you have one too, Goobz?
Yeah, I used to make Steve aside.
I know, right?
I dig it.
That was my backyard wrestling name too, man.
Mine stems from like one of the PlayStation wrestling games. I can't remember which one. You know how the announcers would actually say the wrestler's name in some of the places? Well, I like that. So I always just used whatever names they had. I would just use those names. In one of the games,
Adam Tyler. There's always something bland.
That's how I got Reggie Dynamo.
Well, see, mine was Daddy Mac.
Nice.
So from that
one big Cross fan? He's a Mac Daddy.
That's a Mac Daddy, man.
That's what I don't know, but
and the Daddy Mac will also make him jump. I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, it was just from that one game, and I was like, I don't know, that's kind of a cool name. So I would have Daddy Mac in all my games. So that's it. Daddy Mac.
Do you still continue that tradition up till today?
You know what? I haven't made Daddy Mac in several years.
Can you do us a favor and make Daddy Mac for Derailed Wrestling?
I sure will now.
Coming down with Crazy C and Steve aside.
Yeah.
Whole fucking stable here.
They're called the Nostalgia Trio. But let's talk about some gameplay now. We've talked about our cause for long enough, which we could talk about our cause all night.
The cause I want is this game to get fucking remade and back out.
Man, you know what? Before we get into the gameplay, how cool would it be to have an updated version of a wrestling game, just exactly like this? Nothing too fancy, just the commands almost identical.
Just the controls, just give me the control basics. I don't care. Just let's go with that.
Well, and this game is praised a lot for how easy the controls are to learn.
But hard to master.
Yeah, but they're pretty basic. Like you have a strike and a grapple system, and depending on how long you hold on to the button is if you'll do a light grapple or a strong grapple. And then after that, once you're tied up, if you do if you press left or right on the directional pad and then A or B or whatever, you'll do a different move.
There's so many different moves for each character. It's pretty crazy for the time.
And it's just super basic. Like, I don't know. It's just really simple.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, soon as, I don't know about you, when we went through the playthrough and just trying it out again, it felt like nothing has changed. My fingers knew what to do.
Yeah, me too.
Granted, they're a bit slower than before, but they knew what to do. Like, okay, well, this does this, and you're grabbing a weapon like that. The bat looks so bad.
All 2D weapons.
It looks like a paper cutout.
The paper weapons, bro.
All the weapons look terrible, and there's a bunch of weapons in this game. You can get bats, trash cans, chairs, stop signs, Mick Foley's book, a big giant beer for some reason. Al Snow's head. Is cheese in this one? The cheese.
Yes. Yeah. You got to buy it.
Yeah.
But it's in it.
There's so many goofy weapons in this game. It's unreal.
Did you say the big middle finger?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The foam finger.
Foam finger. Baton isn't there?
Yeah, the baton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good selection of weapons, man.
Yeah, you got to go to the crowd, and for some reason the crowd's carrying all these weapons on them, but that's nothing to be worried about. Just continue playing the game.
It's the Attitude Era, bro. The crowd brings the weapons.
It's like ECW. There's also a momentum meter at the
You
bottom
were
of
close.
The attitude
Yeah,
meter.
it's the attitude meter, Toby. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but come on.
Unsubscribe.
God.
You
You can play with your attitude either on or off.
How did y'all play?
On for sure. I wanted to know when I had a special.
Yeah, so if you're getting your ass kicked throughout the game, your meter goes to blue. And blue
Yeah,
is
you don't want that.
Blue is bad. Blue means you
It's
can't
bad,
reverse anything. It's hard to kick out.
You can't pull off a big move. You can only do like weak moves and
so
or run away in tactical roll.
Yeah, fucking tactical rolls and just get them down long enough that you can get a couple taunts in.
Yep. Yeah, the taunts bring your attitude up, I guess.
Good old days.
And
like if you're having a triple threat match playing with your friend and he's just standing in the corner fucking flipping you off a stone cold as you're fighting the match.
Yeah, tactics.
Yeah,
strategy right there.
You still didn't get a finisher off during that match.
I ended up winning like 3 straight later. I was good. I got them specials off. I wiggled my joystick.
Yeah, so you build up your attitude meter, and once it gets to red, it'll start blinking, and the next step is special.
Yeah.
And once you get to that special meter, you can do a strong grapple and use the taunt joystick, and that'll do your finisher.
And that's what triggers the special too. That's what gets you going. You get a special taunt. Tell people suck it and give them a pedigree.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I've always loved that. I always thought it was really cool how that whole thing worked. I always loved picking quick finishers. That way I could get like 3. I could pick them back up and get like 2 or 3 off.
Yeah.
Make sure I can get the pin.
You know, when you're doing like the multiple German suplexes, it's just like, fuck.
My favorite on there that I used to do was it's a multiple power bombs RV and a DVD, the Death Valley Driver. So it's like 4 or 5 power bombs, and then he sets them up on his back for the Death Valley Driver.
That was always Steve Asai's finisher.
Yeah, it's so cool, but it takes so
the
long.
Overdose.
The overdose. But
I had the C-section.
you did. I'm calling your bluff.
You know what? I didn't have a name for Daddy Mac, but I always liked him doing it's kind of lame, but I always liked him finishing with a Northern Lights suplex pin, like
bridge.
Yeah, with the bridge.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's kind of lame, and his setup move was always the it's kind of like the exploder, where they have one leg up, and Taz used to do it all the time to people.
Oh, the Tazplex.
Yeah, where he's got one of their legs up and he just
capture suplex.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember what it's called right now, but
I thought that was an exploder. To be honest, yeah.
What are we, wrestle nerds?
God. Jeez.
So there's a bunch of different matches that you can have as well. There's you can have the single matches. You don't have to go through the story. The single matches is where you're going to do all the multiplayer stuff. And there's all kinds of cool matches. You can just have a normal singles match, and you can still fight for belts, which is really cool. So
that's the best part. It's like you know, when you, especially if you have a sibling, just go back and forth, taking each other's belts from one another, like any old singles match. It's like, oh, fucker took my belt, did he? Well, we'll see about that. And it always has the list of like
2-on-1 handicap special referee.
It's like, this guy's reign lasted fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah. So you can do that. You can have a cage match. You can have a ladder match. You can have a guest referee match. Tag team matches. Is there anything else? Royal Rumble.
You can't have a fatal 4-way.
Can you have a fatal 4-way?
No,
you can't. Yeah.
Really?
You can, but you have to do like go into the Royal Rumble, change the options so you can go anywhere. Like it's not over the top. You can do it that way, but it's kind of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, that brings up a good point. There's a lot of options that you can change once you've picked a match. You can make it a submission only match or a first blood. You can have KOs. There's
Kevin Owens?
Do what?
You can have Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
Well, you could if you made him.
Did we talk about the SmackDown Mall already?
No, not yet.
SmackDown Mall.
It's where you purchase all your extra superstars.
That's where you buy big full middle fingers that we mentioned earlier.
And your clothes.
Extra moves.
Yeah.
Hose. You can buy hose there.
The hoe was the most expensive goddamn thing.
And come on, didn't we all work our asses off to get the hoe?
So hard for the hoe.
You expected something like, I don't know
A
what
blowjob.
Yeah. I don't know what I expected as a kid, but I worked
I
my ass
expected
off.
the game to blow me for once. Oh!
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I just
so
remember
much.
grinding and grinding, trying to get that.
The hoe.
I don't think I ever
No.
actually got it. I probably got everything else, and then fucking. I don't think I ever actually got the hoe. 500,000. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's
Go through every tree and everything, you'll get it.
well. You can also when you do the story mode and go through and grab the belts and everything, you earn money when you go to different tiers and stuff. But you can also make money by doing the survival mode. Did y'all play the survival mode?
Yes, of course.
So it's basically like a Royal Rumble, but you can also pin people, and you're just trying to see how long you can last, outlast the others. And you usually start out in the ring with 3 other people, and you throw them out, pin them, make them submit, whatever, and then someone else comes in, and however many you eliminate is how much money you get at the end or something like that. So I did it, and by 13 I was really bored because I was just throwing people out like the Royal Rumble. I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And
the Royal Rumble's pretty easy to throw people out. You just whip them hard at the ropes and punch them, and then boom.
Yeah, I always set my creative wrestler to have a spear, so you can just spear them through the ropes immediately. So that's how I eliminated everyone, was just spearing the shit out of everyone.
It's not cheap.
You know what else?
Using the moves to our advantage.
You know what else was great about the Royal Rumbles was that you could do the team battle Royal Rumbles, where especially if you had 4 people, each person picks 4 people in a 16-man battle royal. And you basically, it's kind of like a Survivor Series meets Royal Rumble, pretty much is exactly what it is. First guy starts, and then
that'd actually be pretty cool to see something like that.
That's how, how have they not thought of that? It's in all the games. Shh, patent pending. Vince Russo might be listening.
What about the creative pay-per-view?
Also cool. It's derailed wrestling, man.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I wish we could have a way to record because we make our own.
we do a quick one-time show. We'd only
back to 2000.
We'd only have to create a couple of them. Maybe even just one match. It's a retro match. That's the stipulation.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fucking funny to see. Just you know what? This isn't gonna be a cage match. This isn't gonna be a ladder match. It's gonna be a retro match. And what's that? You'll see.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was gonna say it's just us on commentary, but it's all 80s style. We don't actually refer to anyone by name. We just, what a maneuver! Wow, he really handed it to him there.
So yeah, the creative pay-per-view, you can pick the arena, you can set the number of matches and pick all the matches. You're kind of like your own GM.
Yep, it's awesome.
And this game is not PG.
No, this game is not PG. There is
Call Steph McMahon a slut.
They do use some words in this game that they wouldn't use in today's games.
Ass.
It's rated T for teen, guys. What do you expect?
This was during the Attitude Era, so I mean, this was the norm back then.
Well, we all thought we were gonna die. Y2K.
I mean, fucking Steve Austin's one and only taunt is just him flipping everybody off.
It's beautiful.
Which is one of the quickest taunts that you want to set for your characters.
You want quick taunts, man. So you can get you can get as many in as you can.
Well, Rock had his too, where he throws his hand up and looks at it. I used to love timing the punches too. You get the 1-2, then you hit the toggle and look at your hand, then you give a stiff arm. Boom!
You could do the Scotty Too Hottie worm.
Oh yeah, that was always cool.
It was revolutionary, man. There's shit you could do in this game that you can't do in games today.
Yeah,
wrestling
play as
games.
Chris Benoit.
Okay, well, that's for a good reason.
So
there's a lot of dead people on this game. We counted 9?
Well, at least 10.
Oh,
And
my
because some of them
gosh.
are like unsure of, I think.
Man, it's almost sad. Like, this game's only
Yeah.
18 years old as we record this, and there's a lot of people that are no longer with us, and some just
As
recently.
he says, laughing.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's
No,
kind of
it's crazy.
yeah. It was kind of sad because
I
Brian.
was doing a match. I was doing the story mode for the heavyweight. I was Chris Benoit fighting China and Eddie Guerrero after
my
I just
God.
beat Grandmaster Sexy. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. See, and Brian Christopher, Grandmaster Sexy, just passed away recently, like real
Yeah.
recently. So when I pulled it up and I was like, oh, especially in the intro when you see Too Cool dancing and stuff, and I was like, ooh, that's weird.
Here comes down.
Yeah. What about the music? I know the intro is really cool. I like the intro, but like how's the gameplay music, not the intros for the wrestlers?
Oh.
Diggity dog.
Socko.
Yeah, man, the No Mercy rap, it kills it.
No, like when you're actually playing though.
It's just side music. I used to always play to music as a kid growing up, so
I never focused on the music while we were playing, really.
Yeah, it gets drowned out, and I don't know why that is. Because usually in games like
I just thought it was crowd, like just background crowd noise.
yeah, well, like when Goobz
there's
and
a
I
bit of music in the background.
yeah. When Goobz and I usually play a game, like, we just hear that repetitive song and we're like, God damn it, it's driving me nuts. But this one, for some reason, and I don't know if it's because we're all wrestling dorks, but like it just gets drowned out by the gameplay completely. Like, you're not focusing on the music at all. I don't know.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're focused on
I'm
kicking your
too
friend's
busy
ass.
trying to figure out this guy's pattern of hitting me so I can reverse him.
And do you want to tell how you reverse those moves? You have to be very timefully skilled.
Yes, you do, and you get a good old slugfest too. Sometimes I love that when you keep on reversing your blows, you hit the R button, right? Shoulder
when
button.
you time it right, the R button. I just love though when they do the chest out. That's how they block. They fucking throw their chest out like they're at the club,
You
like they're
can't hurt
fucking,
me.
like they're leaning on the bar trying to impress a chick. Like, hey, what's up? Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, yo,
Shit, you see my pecs right here, right in your face? What's
those
going
are some
on?
great pecs. Check out his pecs.
And that's how you block fucking punches the same way in fucking
We
wrestling.
should live in
apparently.
New York, man, with attitudes like that.
I would like to see us in a real fight, just trying to puff our chest out like
Yeah,
that.
really.
To
Yeah,
block
get knocked
everything.
the fuck out.
I would just hit up the club scene, walk in the club with my chest out like that. They'll be like, "Oh, what do you call that?" I'll be like, "I
And the
call this."
bouncer would be like, "Turn around and get out of here."
I call this strut the No Mercy strut.
And then you do the little the roll.
I called no
the
pussy
little
strut.
the little back movement, like the L block. That's how I dance right there. I'm just oh yeah, moving back, chest out. Oh, moving back. Oh, I kill it.
Oh God, I think we need a video of that now. Of just
Yeah, I'll just walk into any random club just to be like, this is called the No Mercy block dance. I'm doing it right now.
He
You're all
is
missing
actually
it. Like I'm
doing the
actually doing it,
dance.
like chest out, move back.
Oh
It's
my
good.
goodness.
Yeah,
So this
I'll be
game.
getting laid.
Not by me, you won't.
Gross.
The club.
The whole club, every one of them in the club.
God. Sorry, go on.
So this game is the last of its style, I think.
True. Sad.
I can't think of any
A
other
lot of
game.
people consider Def Jam as a successor to this.
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
I've never played them, but I think there's two of them. It's called Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I may need to try those out just so I can get a little bit of the nostalgia feels for them and play something different that I've never played before.
PlayStation 2 right there. Once it was off the N64, it was done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Plus, it just wasn't WWF. I mean,
Yeah, it
that's
was
what
like
I
old
loved
dirty.
about
They were
it.
gonna make a new one, but then it got fucking derailed and they
Yeah,
made
it's
something
true.
else
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah,
They're gonna make WWF Backlash.
Yep, it got canceled.
Admittedly, WrestleMania 2000 was probably the best one. You know?
Yeah, I think that's always a big debate on like which is better, WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy. But there's a couple others that are exactly like this game, and there's WCW versus NWO World Tour. Then there's WCW NWO Revenge. Then there was two games released in Japan only. called Virtual Pro Wrestling 1 and 2. So, but they look
Going on to eBay.
Yeah, they look exactly like No Mercy or any of the other ones.
That's pretty sweet.
In fact, one of them that I was watching video play for, it looks like it's the No Mercy like character select screens and stuff.
Nice.
So they just reskinned it with American wrestlers.
Do they do? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, do they do like New Japan guys or?
You know, I didn't even. It was
Could
all
be Noah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known them anyways, even if they were. But yeah, so it's never like you never hear anyone say WCW versus NWO is, you know, one of those games is the best. It's always between WWF WrestleMania 2000 and WWF No Mercy, you know?
But there's Aki Man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, I agree though. I'm with you. I'm torn between the two. I did like Revenge. I remember playing it like within the last like couple of years, like replaying it, and it was like impossible to pin somebody if you were playing against somebody. Like we couldn't pin each other for some reason.
Weird.
Don't know what it was. No matter how badly you beat the other person.
Well, WCW versus NWO World Tour was my first wrestling game on the 64, so that one's got a special place in my heart just because it was my first.
Did that one have like a really big roster?
Yeah, it had a bunch of
they
Japanese
all have
people.
big rosters.
That's true. They do all have pretty big rosters, but like
and there's some shitty wrestling games for the fucking 64. Let me tell you.
WWF Attitude,
ECW.
Simpsons Wrestling.
That's for PS2.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Newbert.
So you want me to tell you some of the other fun facts I have? Because we've talked about a few of them.
Let's go
let's
for it.
Let's fun fact it out.
So we've talked about some of the, you know, if you had the original copy of the game, there was a massive glitch that would happen over time, and you would just lose all your save data. About a year later, they released a newer version that wouldn't have this big major glitch, but in some regions, it took out blood completely. Now, you could still have first blood matches, and they would still do the animation of them like looking like they're busted open, but they completely just take out the red.
Oh, I'd rather deal with my data getting deleted than not having blood. That's the best when you smack someone over the head with a stop sign and they grab their head like, oh, I'm bleeding.
Yeah,
and then they
that
fall.
That split second of shock is hilarious.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Big Show was supposed to be in the game, but his contract was up during that time period of the production. And if you use a Game Shark, you can actually like unlock his skins and, you know, like his face and everything for it. So you can actually have Big Show in the game, but you just don't have his music and stuff, from what I understood. Mm-hmm. And there was going to be a transfer pack, kind of like I was kind of thinking it was kind of like Pokemon Stadium, where you'd put you'd put your a Game Boy Color version of the game into this transfer pack. And you could either, I couldn't understand it really, but it seemed like you could make a wrestler on one game and use them in either or.
Well, that's pretty cool.
But the Game Boy version was canceled.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Now you can still pull up the menu if you use a Game Shark to see like what it was going to look like, sort of. But you know, there's no game and there's no transfer.
Yeah,
pack.
I remember one kid who used to babysit back in the day used a Game Shark to get fucking whole bunch of different characters on this game.
Yeah,
there's like a whole still a modding nation pretty much of people like still making new characters for No Mercy in 2000.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to talk about next, is how big the cult following is for this game. There's people that make other promotions that are around it, like Ring of Honor, TNA, Impact, or whatever they are now. They'll make a full roster, and they've added matches from what I understood. Like there's dumpster matches and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool that there's still a big following 18 years later after this game came out.
Just a grand champion. Like we said, it's the King of Kings. I rated a 1. No.
The last thing that I have was that this is the last WWF game on the Nintendo 64. And, okay, so do we want to hit the Rage Meter music?
Oh, come on!
All right. Rage Meter, what do you give it? 1 to 10. How pissed off did this game make you at any given time? Who wants to go first?
Ripken, you gonna go to bat?
Yeah, sure.
Our guest, and let me give you credit where credit's due. You are the
Yes.
father of the Rage Meter, so you do need to go first and
This
show,
is his child.
show some
you know.
love. You haven't been paying child support. We need you to show some love to your baby.
I got you.
Go to our Patreon and
I got you. My rage meter on this game would just be a 2.
Yeah.
Very, very minor rage. I mean, like, I remember playing alone for the most part. I just won as a kid, going through the career path.
you
so,
must have been playing on easy or
you know,
normal.
Oh, probably. I was a kid, but still, nonetheless.
This shit gets fucking hard.
And then playing recently for research, just nothing but good times. So I'm just 2, 2, very low.
Okay, I dig it. That's actually the lowest Rage Meter so far to date.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You guys have been playing some hard games, eh?
That's what we're all about.
Do you want me to go next, Goobz?
Yeah, you might as well.
All right, so I'm going to give this one my lowest rating, I believe, and I'm going to say a 4. And it spikes every once in a while because once you hit blue on the attitude meter, it's hard to get out of the blue. And especially when you start on the story modes, when you get the 2-on-1 handicap matches and they're just whooping your ass, and it gets really frustrating there. But for the most part, it is pretty fun.
But how great do you feel when you turn it all around?
Oh yeah, when you
come from blue and it's like on a fucking streak, just kicking their ass, like, yeah, suck it, motherfucker.
I love.
You powerbomb their ass 5 times into a Death Valley driver, overdose, pin them, 1, 2, 3.
C-section.
I always put them in the corner and then flipped them upside down and tied them up to where they were stuck there.
Cheap motherfucker.
Nice.
And then
Good strategy, man.
If this game was online, I'd fucking rage quit. If I was playing against Toby, my rage meter was gonna be 8 because he's a dick.
Even in sports and sports entertainment games, you gotta find strategy, and that's a good strategy. I gotta hand it to him. Kudos.
That's not a strategy.
That's a good
the
strategy.
The crowd's gonna be there booing you worse than Roman Reigns.
Until you hit your finisher, that is, and then they're gonna be fucking.
Yeah, until I'm hanging upside down, taunting secretly behind my back.
Oh, and you could taunt with weapons in the game.
Yeah.
You can taunt with weapons in games today.
As far as there's even weapons in games today.
Right.
True.
What's your rage meter, Goobz?
I'll give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I think we're all hanging pretty low because it's really easy gameplay for the most part, and
it gets like we were playing on hard last night. It got a little frustrating,
but we still pulled through, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
I love matches like that, man. Yeah,
it's a good storytelling match.
Very, very little rage. even when it like glitched out and Mick Foley was nothing but arms, I thought, man, this is still fun.
Well, there's a ghost.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Great. It's one of my favorites. There's no possible way I could give it a high rage.
Sure, the graphics have aged a little, but like they were top of the line back in the days. It's like we were talking yesterday. It's like we're watching wrestling.
The Rock with the permanent rock eyebrow is like just
some of the faces. Gangrel's looks derpy as fuck. Like
Road Dogg has the worst one.
Not Gangrel. Who was it? Gangrel's in WrestleMania 2000. I don't know.
I know in WrestleMania 2000 it was all about Brian Christopher's face, like the scream face.
Oh my god.
Yeah, top of the line graphics, just great, man. It's aged perfectly. It's still very fun today. Like
it's got its charm. It's
sure.
definitely got its charm for how the graphics are and being so old. I don't think I don't think it turns you off at all from it because it's an old game. So I feel like that's it's not like playing one of the WWF SmackDown games where those have aged kind of bad, in my opinion.
The Attitude game? Oh my god. Doing combos to do a fucking suplex?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to review that piece of shit one day.
But let's go ahead and give it a rating. Let's see how we feel about this game.
I'll start it off because I went last time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna give this a solid 8.5.
Ooh.
This is one of the most cherished games I have, and any of the wrestling games, all 4 of them from the 64, are going to rate high up there because they're fucking amazing in and out. And Yeah, just gotta have it. 8.5 all day, every day. Diggity dog.
Ripken, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. There are very few games I would probably rate above this one. I can maybe offhand think of two. I won't say what they are. But so that being said, I will give this game a solid 9.
Ooh.
I like it. I think that's what I'm going to agree with you on the 9. I think, and it's, I
I
don't.
thought I was going high with an 8.5.
No,
Fuck
sir.
y'all.
No,
Well,
sir.
being on the Nintendo 64,
It's a must-own system.
yeah, if you like, even if you don't like wrestling, this is a fun game to just jack around
Yeah.
on it. And
Yeah.
the story modes, they are kind of corny, but they're good enough to be like, okay, whatever.
Oh, just one thing I meant to touch on. How much fun Ripken had enjoying hitting Terry Reynolds at ringside. Because they allowed man-on-woman violence in this game.
Yeah. You can beat up a chick.
They don't do that anymore.
Nope.
I wanted to buy that $500,000 hoe just so I could beat her ass in the ring.
You're not worth this money.
Yeah, I mean,
We
obviously,
don't condone the hidden of woman here on Secret Levels podcast.
Only in No Mercy for Nintendo 64.
and you know, I think giving this such a high score is not a nostalgic thing. I mean, there's a whole community of people still modding the shit out of this game. I think that alone says a lot right there.
Sure.
So, I would love to, if someone out there knows someone that does repos of mods and stuff, I would love to have an updated roster of like a current wrestler.
Oh, that'd be dope.
But I want it on cartridge. I don't want a ROM. I want it put on a cartridge, and I want to play it on my TV with a Nintendo 64 remote.
Good. Well, is that even possible to do?
Yeah, people do it all the time.
Hell yeah, it is.
Cheapers.
Yeah.
I want that too, please.
Finish him.
All right, so let's get our stuff in like any good wrestler would do, and plug our other projects.
Hey, why don't you go first, Toby?
Oh, spin the tables on me. All right, I see. You went heel on me and made me the champion right here. So I'm Toby.
You're a champion.
I'm going to go through the story mode and be the champion. I do the Secret Transmission podcast.
What?
And we talk about conspiracies, the supernatural, cults, aliens, all kinds of crazy stuff. We do it with a satire take, and it's pretty fun. Go check it out. It's on all the major podcasting platforms, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Transpod. And real quick, don't forget to follow this show at Secret Levels Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and we have a Facebook page. Go like it.
Yeah, do all that too. Check out everything. Check out this TeePublic too. tpublic.com/user/Secret Transpod.
Secret Transmission.
Yeah, I always fuck that up.
But yeah, we have t-shirts that if you want to help support the show. It's got mine and Goob's face on it in a Mario styled version of us, so go check it
You
out.
can buy t-shirts of his other show too, because I have one and so does Ripken.
Hey, but why don't you stop talking about my stuff and plug your stuff?
Hey everybody, this is Goobz!
And I'm Ripken.
And we are Derailed Wrestling!
And we're also 2/3 of the Derailers podcast, which you can find on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean.
Check it out. We have the wonderful Jenny Bean on there as well with us, and we're causing all sorts of calamity on the tracks, folks.
Be sure to check out Derailed Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, enjoy.
Yeah, search up Wrestle Nerds, find Derailed Wrestling, and get yourself in the ring, because that is the thing to do.
Follow me on Twitter. I am Ripken at RipkenWN.
And I am Goobz at GoobzWN.
Derailed Wrestling is at Wrestle Nerds. The Derailers podcast is at The Derailers.
Check them all out, folks. Brothers.
And now, as part of the show, where we're going to bring out a very special guest to talk about the game. We've been keeping him a secret this entire time because, you know, secret levels. And it is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Holy fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oh, no way. We got Stone Cold on the show?
Where's he at?
It was me, Goobz and Toby. It was me all along.
Man.
This is Ripken. Game over, folks.